Welcome to this new episode of our podcast, The Bible Today. Let's together address a delicate and often misunderstood topic, homosexuality and Christianity. According to the Bible, when God created humans, He established that sexual relations should only occur within the framework of marriage between a man and a woman. Indeed, in Genesis 1:27 we read, God created mankind in His own image. In the image of God, He created them, male and female, He created them. This provision was, among other things, intended for humans to multiply and populate the earth. After sin entered humanity, Leviticus reiterated what God had initially planned by saying, "Do not have sexual relations with a man as one does with a woman. This is a detestable thing to Yahweh or Jehovah, your God," according to Leviticus 18:22, indicating that sexual relations should not take place outside of a specific framework, that of marriage between a man and a woman. In the Bible, sexual relations are considered a privilege, a prerogative, and this privilege can only be granted between two people who have pledged fidelity to each other and engage in an exclusive, intimate relationship and, if they wish, in a family project. Contrary to what is often thought, the Bible does not teach that sexual relations are only for procreation. It is very clear in certain verses about the fact that sexual intimacy provides pleasure to spouses, particularly in the Songs of Songs, the Song of Solomon. However, sexual intimacy is of such power, of such emotional depth, that God reserved it to be expressed within a secure framework and guaranteeing fidelity symbolized by the vows and the institution of marriage. This secure framework was intended to allow children to be born and grow up in a stable family environment with a faithful father and a loving mother. The family, being the basic unit of human society, would enable all human communities around the world to produce physically, spiritually, and emotionally balanced individuals who would in turn contribute to a stable and stronger society. It is important to note that although the Bible disapproves of homosexual acts, it also condemns homophobia. Hatred towards homosexuals is contrary to the teachings of Christ, who exhorts us to show proper respect to everyone, according to 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 17, without exception. This nuance is crucial as it places love and respect at the center of our interaction with everyone, regardless of their sexual orientation. A frequently addressed topic is the origin of homosexual desires. Although the Bible does not explicitly deal with the biological question, it acknowledges what Paul says in Romans 7:21. We read, "So I find this law at work. Although I want to do good, evil is right there with me," suggesting that we are all prone to act contrary to God's commandments. This implies that, regardless of the origin of these desires, our common challenge as believers is to learn to renew ourselves and to extinguish desires that are not fitting for a human being and to live a life that pleases God. The only true power that can enable someone attracted to homosexuality to rid themselves of their desires and this practice is to learn to know God and desire, above all, to do His will. This is the only motivation that can drive a human to change permanently. To those who experience homosexual impulses and seek to live according to the Scriptures, the Bible offers valuable advice. It encourages us as follows: We read in Colossians 3:5, "Deaden, therefore, whatever belongs to your earthly nature, sexual immorality, uncleanness, lust, bad desires, and greed, which is idolatry." This implies an intense fight against impure desires, feeding our spirit with the influences mentioned in Philippians 4:8, where Paul writes, "Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent and praiseworthy, think about such things." Relying on divine help is also important, that is, prayer, to renew our heart and mind. This fight to master our desires is not exclusive to those who experience homosexual impulses. Many people facing various temptations, including the temptation to have sexual relations outside of marriage or the temptation of adultery, strive to live in accordance with biblical principles, whether single or in a relationship. In conclusion, the Bible offers a clear perspective on homosexuality while calling for love and respect for all. Now, what about you? How do you see things? How do you perceive the balance between respecting biblical teachings and expressing love and respect towards everyone, regardless of their sexual orientation? Have you ever faced situations where you had to reconcile faith and respect for a homosexual person? How do you think Christians can support those who struggle to align their lives with God's thinking while remaining faithful to the teachings of the Bible? See you soon.